Very good morning to you all. What did we discuss in the last session? Harish, Pallavi, Yogesh. Are you all present? How many of you are present? Say yes, no.
Me, sir.
Tejas, Sneha, Yogesh. So you are all there, but at least you should respond. Yes, no. Hmm? Yogesh, Suraj, Sneha, Tejas. At least reply yes, no. Pallavi, Dhananjay, Pooja, Siddharam. Suraj, please don't raise your hands. You speak yes or no. Are you all there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. But when I am asking something, if you don't know, you just say no. Then we'll go ahead. Hmm? Hmm? Start speaking something. At least yes, no. You should speak. Anteshwar, Harish.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Uh, uh,
Yes, sir.
when I am calling your name 3 times, you are not responding a single time. Devarath.
Yes, sir.
Uh, what did we discuss last time? Do you remember?
No, sir.
Yogesh. Somebody just tell me where did we stop in the last session? Nikita, hmm? Pooja, does anybody remember what did we discuss in the last session? Hmm? Okay. So, in the last session, we started with the comprehensive analysis. In unit number 2, what we started discussing was about the organizational appraisal, the company's internal environment. Is this PPT visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in the last session we discussed about the value chain, the VRIO framework, some of these techniques which we have discussed for organizational appraisal. In internal analysis we discussed about VRIO framework, then the value chain analysis, the quantitative analysis we had, financial as well as non-financial, qualitative analysis, comparative analysis by using historical analysis, industrial norms and benchmarking process, then comprehensive analysis. In that we started understanding what is a balanced scorecard, and one more we have to discuss is key factor rating. So this balanced scorecard which comes under your comprehensive analysis, that we started understanding. So this balanced scorecard, we discussed what it is. This also is a comprehensive type of view of organizational appraisal. Every organization, we have discussed that it is responsible to all the stakeholders, the board of directors, investors, society, customers. And for being responsible for all these groups, we have to understand what was our performance in the past month, quarter, or year, and how we are going to perform, or what is our plan related to performance in coming month, quarter, and year. And for that, we discussed that the past or today's performance is not sufficient. However, we have to decide on how to be the next, that is the future performance. And therefore, all this balanced scorecard, we discussed that there can be four key performance measures. There may be four important perspectives which we have discussed. That is the financial perspective is there, customer perspective, internal business perspective, learning and growth perspective. These four perspectives have to be taken into consideration, and these four perspectives have to be measured or analyzed as per these important criteria, like what are the objectives, what measures to be taken towards achievement of objectives, the targets, and different initiatives that may be taken for improving the performance in the future. That all uh, criterias we have to take into consideration while we are analyzing each of these perspective. And this view of balanced scorecard that we have seen in the last session, that on this scorecard we have depicted all these four important perspectives, that is financial perspective, customer perspective, learning and growth perspective, and internal business processes. So my question to you all is, have you understood this balanced scorecard?
Yes, sir.
Can anybody
Yes, sir.
explain in your own words whatever you have understood through this balanced scorecard? Anybody? Pallavi or Yogesh? Tell me what have you understood about this balanced scorecard? Anything, whatever you have understood. Yogesh, Harish,
Sir, how did we perform this balanced scorecard is that
hmm,
it says that financial analysis, uh, strategy decision.
hmm.
It's
So through
the
this,
same for the performance organization, actions and achievements.
okay. So this balanced scorecard, as we were discussing, it is an important tool for organizational appraisal. Through this balanced scorecard, we discussed that there are four important perspectives we are going to take into consideration, and not only for the past performance or today's performance, we have to look beyond the today's performance, that is for the future, how the future perspective or future performance should be. And for that, this important four perspective, that is financial perspective, customer perspective, internal business perspective, and learning and growth perspective, these are the four very important perspectives that have to be taken into consideration when we want to achieve whatever we have decided through our vision, as well as the various strategies which we have formulated. Therefore, each of these perspectives will be measured on these parameters, that is what were the objectives, what are the measures we took for achievement of that, then what are the targets, and what are the different initiatives we plan for achievement of all those objectives. On these criteria, each of this perspective need to be evaluated so that we can perform well in these all important four perspectives that we have discussed through this example also of airlines, wherein these airlines how they have analyzed their performance through these four perspectives and what they have planned for future, that we can understand through this diagram. So the another last technique of your comprehensive analysis, which is a key factor rating. So key factor rating is simply rating the different capability factors on some rating. All these key factors that will be evaluated on the basis of the observation and the performance and the judgment of the managers on these different capability factors. What kind of financial capability we have, what marketing capabilities we have, operational capabilities, personal capabilities, information capabilities, general management capability. So all these capabilities need to be evaluated and being rated through this key factor rating. Some rating is given to each of the capability factor, and then the overall rating for the organization can be calculated by summing of all the ratings of all these factors. So that is a simple technique of key factor rating. So going ahead, we have to understand about structuring organizational appraisal. And before going that, let me tell you, we have completed this uh, different techniques and methods of organizational appraisal that we were talking about in last session. That is internal analysis, four techniques. Comparative analysis, we have discussed about three techniques, and one of the comprehensive analysis, wherein we have discussed about two important uh, techniques, that is balanced scorecard and key factor rating. So all these techniques and methods we have completed. Now we'll be switching over to the another topic in this unit, that is about structuring of organizational appraisal. First of all, we'll have to understand what is the structuring is called. The structuring means we have to provide some structure or some framework wherein we'll have to understand how it can be utilized for organizational appraisal, and we can how we can get benefited out of whatever models or frameworks we are learning. And for that we can understand that we have already discussed about this organizational capability profile, OCP. So that organizational capability profile we'll have to prepare first, so that we can understand what are the different capabilities we have. And this OCP, that is organizational capability profile, is then further converted to strategic advantage profile. How these capabilities are providing a strategic advantage in the marketplace, that we'll have to understand. So this OCP is being converted to SAP, that is a strategic advantage profile. And then once we prepare the strategic advantage profile and we come to know what are the different strategic advantage we have so as to establish our superiority in the market, we'll have to then match this SAP, that is strategic advantage profile, with ETOP. ETOP is environmental threat and opportunity profile. So all these strategic advantages which we have need to be matched or need to be correlated with some of the opportunities or threats that are available in the environment. Are you getting this? Or you want me to repeat it once? Anybody? Have you understood, or you want me to repeat it once?
Sir, repeat it once, please.
Okay. Yes. So till now we have discussed many types of different frameworks, different models, but now we have to understand how this to be utilized, how all these models can be put to the use, so as to understand what are the different opportunities and threats in the environment. There may be different opportunities as well as threats or challenges in the environment. And then for that, what we did is first of all we understood about the organizational capability profile. So through this capability profile, we can understand what are our different capabilities. And these capabilities, with all these capabilities, what type of strategic advantage has been created for the organization at the marketplace, that we will have to understand. And therefore, each capability, how that is giving us any type of strategic advantage at marketplace, that we will have to understand. And therefore, this organizational capability profile, we will convert it into a strategic advantage profile. So all these capabilities, how they give us the strategic advantages for different purposes, for different in different areas of operation, that we'll have to understand through this strategic advantage profile. So through this strategic advantage profile which we have prepared now, that we'll understand what different strategic advantage the company has for gaining a market share or establishing any superiority over the competitors. So that SAP is being prepared, and this SAP, whatever we have prepared, that is the strategic advantage profile. Once it is prepared, that have to be matched with the ETOP, that is environmental threat and opportunity profile, which we have discussed in the unit number 1. So we have to prepare the environmental threat and opportunity profile, different opportunities and different uh, threats or challenges which we have, and then it has to be matched with a strategic advantage profile, different strategic advantages, how it can be useful for either getting benefit of a particular opportunity or to minimize the impact of some threat or challenge. That matching of SAP with ETOP need to be done, so that that can help us to structure the organizational appraisal. So that can be, we can say it is a structuring of organizational appraisal, structuring it through different models and making the utilization of all these models, so as to have a comprehensive and broad approach towards this organizational appraisal, which can be put into use, so that we can achieve whatever we have planned through our formulated strategies. So that is all about your structuring of appraisal, structuring of organizational appraisal. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So whatever we have discussed now, that we will have to now understand through actually doing this. Hmm. So this first, which we have discussed, uh, we have this organizational capability profile. So how do we go about with this organizational capability profile? That we'll understand first. So this is a organizational capability profile, OCP. Here we have formed one table wherein the first column is your capability factors. All these capability factors wherein the organization has capability, that we have listed with the capabilities and the different sub factors in each of the capability that we have mentioned. For example, here we have taken financial capability factor. So here in that factor, what comes is your sources of funds, usage of funds, management of funds, what are the capabilities of the organization in these areas of having the different sources of funds, securing different sources for capital or funds, usage of the funds, how is the utilization of the funds, and then how the organization is good at managing the funds. So these are all the sub factors which we'll have to take into consideration when we are talking of this financial capability factor. Then we have marketing capability factor. So how the organization is good at different sub factors or these different areas coming under this marketing capability. We have taken product related capability factors. What are the capability of organization to have a good product which can be suitable for the needs and wants of the society or the customers. Price related capability factors. Do we have capabilities of offering the product at reasonable price or whatever customers are expecting? Promotion related, the different capability factors of marketing related to promotion. Do we have capabilities related to promoting the product through different media? And strategic related, do we have capabilities of formulation of good strategies for marketing of the products? So all these categories, all these capabilities, we have to list it first. Different capabilities. We have taken two capabilities here. There may be other capabilities also can be taken like this, and then sub factors. We'll have to identify which can demonstrate the organization's capability in that particular area. So here three sub factors we have taken to demonstrate company's ability, financial capability factors, sources of funding, usage of different funds, management of funds, and in marketing capability we have taken here four important sub factors or different areas related to marketing which can demonstrate the marketing capability of the organization. That may be product related capabilities, price related, promotion related, and strategic related. So all this we have to list it down first, and then you will be able to see different columns you have made. Weaknesses there for we are then going to rate all these capability factors. So if it is weakness, we may give maximum of -5 marks. So depending upon the judgment of the managers by understanding the capabilities of the organization, then we'll have to give a rating on this weak different for this different capabilities on the basis of our observation. What marks to be given, whether it is creating a weakness or whether it is a strength for the organization, that rating we'll have to give. First is your weakness. We have written here -5, so maximum -5 marks can be given. So in that, when we are going towards -5, that means it is major weakness. -1 means it is moderate. As we are going towards -5, it will be more of a major weakness. So like that we have to give a rating. Neutral position we are giving 0, that is normal. And then if it is a strength, we can give maximum 5 marks. So what type of strength is giving it? If it is a moderate type of strength, we can give marks between approximately +1, +2, +3. If it is a major strength, we can give +5. That all rating depends on the manager's perception of the particular capability, whether it is a strength or weakness or whether it is neutral. So for each of the capability here, we can see we have given some rating. For example, we take this sourcing of fund. What is the capability of the organization for sourcing of the funds? So here we have given +5 marks. That means it is a major strength of an organization. Then we take this usage of funds, how the organization is good at utilization of all those funds. We have given +4 marks. Then management of funds, we have given plus 2 marks. So like that, for marketing capability factors, we have given different ratings for different factors. Like for product related, we have given 4 marks. Price related factors, we have given minus 2 marks. So we are the organization may be very poor at defining the price for particular product. So very poor at pricing related capability. Promotion related, also it is showing weakness, that is minus 3. And strategic related, that is it is neutral, that means it is able to formulate some strategies wherein it is not posing any type of strength as well as not a weakness. So it is formatting the strategies for the different marketing uh, areas or different marketing activities. However, it is not neither a strength or nor a weakness for the organization. It is just normal. It is neutral. So like that, once we have given rating to each of the factor, then we have to calculate the total score. So when we calculate this financial capability factor, these three factors which we have taken into consideration, that is sourcing of fund, usage of funds, and then management of funds, we have to then make a total of all this. 5 plus 4 plus 2, that will come to plus 11. So it is a major strength, or it is a good score for particular capability factor. Then marketing capability factor is there, wherein we have to sum up the score of all these factors. So we can make a sum of all these scores, that is 4 minus 2 minus 3 and 0, that will come to minus 1. So that means the marketing capability is one of the areas where we are not performing well. So we are very weak at marketing capability. So that picture, overall picture, can be uh, assessed through this type of organizational capability profile, what kind of capabilities we have, and whether we are good at all those capabilities or we are weak in that capabilities, that can be understood through this type of organizational capability profile. Is this organizational capability profile understood to you all? Is it clear? This organizational capability profile, what is organizational capability profile and how do we prepare it? Snehal, Shraddha, Pooja, Pallavi, Yogesh.
Yes, sir.
So, okay. So this concept is clear, organizational capability profile. Now we'll talk about the strategic advantage profile. The strategic advantage profile, that is SAP, that we will have to understand now. What is this SAP? How do we prepare this SAP? So for this SAP, as you can see in the first column, we have taken all the capability factors. That is the financial capability, marketing capability, operational capability, personal capability, then information management and general management. All these capability factors we have listed. So for that we have earlier prepared organizational capability profile that can become an input for this SAP, that is strategic advantage profile. So whatever scores we have calculated for each of the factor, so whether that score is in plus or whether it is in minus, that can help us to understand whether it is a strength or weakness for an organization in the market. So while describing the particular score of each of the capability, that So there was a little bit issue of network. So I have joined once again now, and we are discussing about the preparation of SAP. So is this PPT visible to you all?
Yes, sir.
So this SAP, that is strategic advantage, we will have to describe. So herein we can see capability factors we have listed. All these capability factors are there. Then that have to be described in terms of statements of whether it is a strength for a particular organization or whether it is creating any weakness for an organization. For example, we take financial capability here. So for financial capability, you can see the here on the basis of the score, we have to describe the score in terms of the different supportive statements which can describe the particular score. So here there is a negative score, for example. So why that negative score is because of the different sub factors wherein the cost of capital is very high, the reserves and surplus position of industry is unsatisfactory. So this may be the different reasons because of the score may be in negative or very less score. So there we have shown one down arrow. The status we'll have to also uh, mention by having such type of uh, symbols. So here we have used this downward arrow that shows that we are very weak in terms of financial capability. And why we are weak in this financial capability is because high cost of capital, reserves and surplus of the industry is unsatisfactory. So that is how in this third column we describe that particular capability in terms of whether it is creating any strategic advantage for the particular company in the marketplace or it is a weakness for an organization. Take the second case of marketing capability, wherein the score will describe that there is a fair competition in the industry, company's position is secured at the position. So we are neither performing very well, extraordinary, and also our performance is not too bad. It is average, and that is how this symbol, which is double-headed arrow, horizontal arrow that we have shown, that will communicate the neutral position of our marketing capability. Then we have operations capability. How is this organizational capability of a particular organization? So that here we have shown one upward arrow that shows, and this arrow and the score which we might have obtained through organizational capability profile. That score will describe that the plant and machineries are in excellent conditions. So we are very good at having a proper plant and machineries, and sources of parts and components are available. So we are very good at sourcing of parts and components. So that is giving us a strength which can be shown as a upward arrow. Then in terms of personal capability also we have neutral position, that is the quality of managers and workers are comparable to that of competitors, so it is at par with competitors, so it is a neutral, that is double headed horizontal arrow. Then in information management capability also we have neutral position, that is the computerized payroll, information collection, data management at par with industry's need. So it is there in place as per the requirement of the industry. Then we have general management capabilities wherein we have a very good score, so it gives us a strength. So this high quality and experienced top management always proactive in decision making. So we are very good at management, general management of an organization. So which is providing us a very good score and is creating a strategic advantage to our company in the marketplace. So we have shown here one upward arrow. So like that, for each of the capability factor, we'll have to understand whether it is a strength for an organization or it is a weakness for an organization, that we will have to understand. So here in this slide, we have understood how we can convert this OCP, that is the organizational capabilities, into the strategic advantage profile. Is it clear till now? Is it understood till now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we were discussing about in this slide, that is this organizational capability profile is being converted to the strategic advantage profile, that we have seen through this example. And actual preparation of this organizational profile, organizational capability profile, and then we have converted it into a strategic advantage profile. So once we prepare this strategic advantage profile, we come to know what type of advantages a company has, in what areas the company has this type of strengths which can be utilized further for taking the benefit of certain opportunity in the market, or to overcome certain challenges in a marketplace, that we can understand by matching this SAP with ETOP. Environmental threat and opportunity profile, you may be remembering in the earlier unit number 1, that we have discussed what are the different opportunities and threats for an organization, how it can be uh, identified, and then prepared a chart of the threats and opportunities for a particular organization through preparation of ETOP, that is a environmental threat and opportunity profile. So these strategic advantages then will be matched with the opportunity and threats. So there may be different opportunities and threats. So we'll have to see which of the strategic advantages which we have uh, for our organization, that can be matched with which type of opportunity, so that we can take the benefit of that particular opportunity. So for example, if we have understood through this strategic advantage profile that we have strengths in two areas, that is operation capabilities and general management. So these are the strengths or strategic advantages we have. How these strategic advantages can be used for taking the benefit of particular opportunity in the market, that we have to look out. So that we have to match. So for that we have to first of all understand this strategic advantages, what strategic advantages we have, and at the same time we have to understand which of the opportunities and threats that are present in the environment. Then it will be easy for us to match all these trends with different opportunities which we can take benefit of, as well as some of the challenges which we can overcome. Are you getting this till now? Devrat, Sneha,
Yes, sir.
are you understanding?
Yes, sir. Little bit, little bit.
Okay. As we'll go ahead, we'll have to understand this concept of stretch, leverage, and fit. So what does this terms means, that we'll have to understand. what is the stretch, leverage, and pit. So, when we are studying the strategic management, these terms may be used further in subsequent discussions, and therefore, we'll have to understand these terminologies when we are talking about stretch. What does it means? So, stretch meaning is it is a misfit between the resources and aspirations. What all resources an organization has, and what are the aspirations of an organizations, what the organizations want to become. So if it is not matching, then we can say it is stretch. So the stretch concept, that mean that if there is a mismatch, if the resources and aspirations of an organization does not match, sometimes the resources must be maybe many more in high quantity or high proportion than the what company wants to become. So the resources may not be used properly, and there will be wastage of the resources, and that is how there is misfit. Sometimes the resources may be very less as per the aspirations. Company may have different aspirations in terms of various achievements, whatever they want to achieve. However, there may not be sufficient resources, and there also you will be able to see there is a misfit between the resources and aspirations. So this such kinds of mismatch between the resources and the aspirations can be called as a stretch. Are you getting it? It's simple. Hmm? Getting it? Stretch, Yogesh. Uh, So another concept of leverage. What does leverage means? So leverage is about concentrating, accumulating, complementing, conserving, and recovering the resources in such a way that the available resources are stretched so as to meet the aspirations that organizations want to achieve. So whatever resources we have, making the best use of all those resources through all these activities of concentrating, accumulating, complementing, conserving, recovering, so that we are able to achieve whatever aspirations we have. That matching of the resources and your aspirations can be called as a leverage. And one more term is there which is called as the pit. So pit concept, what does it say is this concept of pit is opposite to the concept of stretch. So that means positioning the firm with available resources so as to match with the requirement of the environment. So here we have limited resources, and then we are trying to adjust our aspirations or whatever we want to achieve as per the whatever resources we have. That can be called as a concept of pit. So here we are trying to match our aspirations with whatever resources we have. That can be called as a concept of pit. Getting it? These three concepts of stretch, leverage, and pit. Is it clear? Yogesh.
Yes.
So this concept of stress, leverage, and fit, we will discuss it once again for your more clarity. So stretch is one of the concept which we understood that it is a misfit between resource and aspirations. If these resources and aspirations are not matching, we call it as a stretch. Then another concept, leverage. That means whatever resources we have to make the best use through concentrating, accumulating, complementing, conserving, recovering, so that we can achieve whatever we want to achieve, our aspirations. And third is the concept of fit, which says that we will try to revise our achievements or what we want to achieve or aspirations, or we will modify our aspirations as per the whatever limited resources we have. That can be called as a fit, isn't it? So these are three concepts of stretch, leverage, and fit. I think that may be now more clear to you all, isn't it? Mohit, any queries so far?
Yes, sir.
Any queries so far? Whatever we have discussed in today's session. Is there? Okay. So as there are no queries, we'll stop here for today's session and we'll meet in the next session. Fine? Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.